Hello there, everybody, and welcome back to The Cat Lady. We just started chapter 3, in which Susan is now back in her apartment and she's just attempting to get things sorted out and just pretend as if life is totally normal. So, our first goal is going to be to take a shower. The bathroom is right here, but if we go in there, we're going to find out we need to do something first. So rather than take that step, I'm going to skip it, and I'm going to go all the way to the left through Susan's apartment over to her bedroom at the very end of the hall. In her bedroom, I'm going to open the closet, and a ball will fall out. This damn ball falls off the shelf every time I open the door. I should just get rid of it. But we're going to need that for later. So we're going to pick that up.
What's this? Old poems of mine. I used to write them when I felt really sad. This one here, River. I must have been reading it the night I took the pills. Why is there still a part of me that wishes I'd never got out of that hospital alive?
So Susan will see the poems on the table, and we will see now that the red gauge has been activated. So basically what this is it's sort of a way to gauge how stressed out Susan is feeling. If the red gauge gets completely to the top, Susan will have a complete, total mental breakdown. And of course there's going to be some ways to counteract that. We're going to search her bag, and we're going to take the change that's in there. And then there's also some cigarettes. You're coming with me, my little poisonous friends. Of course, we heard earlier that Susan was a smoker, so I think probably smoking some cigarettes is going to calm her down. Now, with the money, we're going to go outside of Susan's apartment to the front door on the right. And what we're going to do is we're going to put money into her electrical meter. If you went into the bathroom, you would just find out that basically she had no money in the meter, so the lights, switches, and stuff are not going to work. And you can see there that our next gauge has been activated, and this is basically her satisfaction gauge. So the point of this chapter is to basically do all of the tasks without having Susan suffer a mental breakdown. We're going to take the hat off the wall for later. And now that we're able to have the lights on and we're able to have some electricity, we're going to go ahead, come in here, and we're going to take our shower and get out of our bloody clothes.
Standing by the river, I smile. Will I miss it all? No. I'll be glad to leave it behind and never come back.
That feels better. Now I should grab some food. When was the last time I ate? I'm starving. I like this outfit that Susan has on. She must feel a lot better, obviously, now. You don't have to turn the light switch off if you don't want to, but I'd like to think it would help Susan with the electrical meter and whatnot, so turn that off if you want. Leave the bathroom, come on into the kitchen, and of course now our focus is to get Susan something to eat. So we're going to take the cheeseburger, ignore the milk, close the fridge, and you want to go ahead and examine the cheeseburger. And what that accomplishes is the cooking instructions. So 800 watt oven, 60 seconds, and so on and so forth, so that we know the proper cooking instructions. If you do this wrong, it upsets Susan, so we can examine the microwave to find out that it's 800 watts. And as per the cooking instructions, we're going to want to put that in the microwave for 60 seconds. I should mention too that there are two separate achievements for this chapter. The first is for getting through the whole thing without having Susan suffer a mental breakdown, and the last one comes at the very end of the chapter, and it will cause Susan's stress level to go up, so you might want to make a save before trying to attempt both of them. But as you can see right now, we're doing pretty well. We're not very stressed out, and slowly but surely Susan is getting quite calm, so that's good. Now that we have eaten, the next step is going to be to have her coffee and her cigarettes. Her coffee mug is actually out on the balcony, so I'll have to go out to the balcony to grab her coffee cup. And the laundry rack is where we're going to be putting all of the clothing later on. So let's take the mug, and let's also do this next step right now. We're going to go into Susan's spare bedroom. I thought I'd put it away. Damn thing, I wish it just disappeared, but here it is, reminding me of the past. This is unavoidable. You have to come in here in order to grab the shirt, and there's no way to avoid the teddy, so Susan will automatically get stressed out. But we're going to need that shirt for another part, so we'll grab that now for later. We'll go back to the kitchen and we will have Susan focus on having her cup of coffee. So the first thing you're going to want to do is fill up the kettle. Once it's filled up, you can turn it on. It'll take a few seconds. And then when you hear the click, you can go back. And once that's done and you have the cup in your inventory, you can make Susan her cup of coffee. It's nearly done, but I don't drink black coffee. So there's milk in the fridge, but if you use the milk, that's actually not how she prefers her coffee, so she gets stressed out. What you're going to want to do instead is open up the cupboard. We're going to take the box of matches for her cigarettes, tinned cat food, which is going to come into handy later, and we're going to use the coffee whitener.
Now it's a perfect mug of coffee.
Which makes her happy, and with our cup of coffee in hand, we can now go out onto the balcony and Susan can have her cigarette.
It's this damn bird again. Go away! Shoo!
And again, the crow is automatic. He'll always appear and stress Susan out. Even if you manage to place the items on the rack and make the scarecrow earlier, it will still happen. So with the volleyball, the hat, and the shirt, we're going to make a makeshift scarecrow in order to scare the bird away. So once you've put all that together, you can examine it and it will make the crow go away.
That's right. And don't ever come back, you horrible creature. Miss Scarecrow here is going to guard this home from the likes of you.
Wonderful. Okay. It tastes great. It can only taste better with a cigarette. And it's important to pick up the matches because if you try to come out here without them, she won't be able to smoke the cigarette because she has nothing to light it with.
I'm back in my old life. But how can I restore what's been broken for years? So far, nothing seems to go right. Every little thing is against me. Maybe it's my destiny to lose after all. And now those parasites. Like if it wasn't enough. But I killed Dr. X. And I saved somebody's life. That felt good. It's getting late. I should summon the cats now. I want to see them tonight.
I'm glad that Susan is feeling a little bit better. So the last thing to do is just to find the cats.
Standing by the river, I close my eyes. One jump and I'm there. No. Someone jumped after me. He will never be my friend.
Cats always pay a visit when I play the piano. It's really late, but do I really care? No, I suppose after a day like today you don't.
Inside, my darlings. I've missed you. And who's that? Teacup! I bet you thought you'd never see me again. Well, make yourselves at home. Dinner is ready to be served.
So we've got 3 cats here, and as long as you have the cat food in your inventory, you can go ahead back onto the balcony and put it into the bowls.
Come on, everybody. Gather around. It's time for dinner.
So you've got these 3 out here eating, enjoying their little meal.
You never eat my food, Teacup. Already had your dinner, have you? No, I get it. I know. You're a good friend. The best friend I have, really. The only friend in the whole fucking world. You come over to keep me company and want nothing in return. I appreciate it. You should know. If you could know what I've been through lately. I've been to hell and back, my boy. But I'm here now. In my flat. Alive. And it's still the same mess that it's always been. I'm not sure how to deal with all this anymore. Don't know if I can. I wish I could be like you, at peace with the world, always smiling. Someone's at the door, but who could it be so late at night?
Alright, well, it's probably going to be an angry neighbor, seeing as how you've been playing the piano. Before you answer the door, you're going to want to pay particular attention to how your gauges are. I think I have a little bit of room for error here. Depending on how you answer these next questions, it's going to affect Susan's stress or happiness meter.
Are you out of your mind? Do you know what time it is? We've all had it with you and your bloody cats.
So you can sort of choose the more aggressive route or the more calm, apologetic neighbor route. I think the angry route is a lot more rewarding, and you actually do get an achievement if you're straight up mean and stick up for yourself, but it does stress Susan out. If you choose to sort of be apologetic and polite, it keeps her calm, and if you finish the chapter while maintaining Susan's calmness and she doesn't have a mental breakdown, you get an achievement for that. So this is sort of the branch where you can branch out and get 2 different achievements. Like I said, I think I have some room to fill up her stress meter a little bit, so we're gonna go ahead and be the dick neighbor.
I suggest you change your tone right now.
Don't tell me about my tone. I'll have any tone I like. If it's alright for you to play the fucking piano in the middle of the night, then I can bloody raise my voice if I want to. You think you own this place? You think any of us here care about your stinking cats? They are a bloody nuisance!
So again, you have the two options here. I love this one. Get lost, you bald, ugly man. I'm done talking to you.
Get lost, you bald, ugly man. I'm done talking to you.
What? How dare you? This is going to stop, one way or the other, you crazy cat lady. If this happens again, you'll see pest control stepping in, and it won't be pretty. Hell, I'll poison your fucking cats myself if I have to.
Point that finger at me again, and I will break it. I'm done talking to you. Go fuck yourself.
Boom! Bitch! Even with Susan standing up for herself, we managed to keep our cool. And if I hadn't already unlocked the achievements, I would have actually nabbed both of them right there, so that's nice. If Susan freaks out, you actually do get to witness her mental breakdown, so that's just an additional note if that's something you want to see. And regardless of your conversation, the neighbor will always threaten to call pest control, whether you're rude or whether you're nice and civil. But all's well that ends well. It was a pretty successful trip home. A much quieter, calmer, not so dark chapter after the craziness of chapter 2.
Standing by the river, I'm thinking, will I jump again? No. I will float like a feather, far away from here.
And that's it for chapter 3, so we managed to do it all in one video, and we are now going to segue into chapter 4, which is entitled Bullet for Susan. And there's that pest control van. The neighbor did threaten to call pest control. Although that doesn't look like our apartment. Or maybe it is, I don't know. No, it's too small to be an apartment building. Whatever it is, it looks pretty run down.
I've slept all night and most of the day. Why am I still feeling tired? Someone's at the door. I really hope it's not him again.
an interesting start into Chapter 4. We're going to have to find out more about all of this later. In any case, I hope that you will join me next time as we solve these mysteries and we play more into Chapter 4.